So ROPES is simply 5 questions that I know 100% help you stack or rank your accounts by how much they're self-reported. Now, we're going to balance that with your business insights data, because I know many of you can look at the data and say, this is how much they're producing, and then this is how much we're getting. This is a validation piece. How asking them what their perception is of who they use, how often they use. So let's talk about this. Tell me about the last patient you referred to whatever your line of service is, home health, hospice, in-home care, out of this office or department. How often do you refer? Now, let's back up one step before. Let me tell you the reasoning behind the tell me about the last patient. This is different than if you would have saw me 10 years ago. I said things like, do you refer to home care or do you refer to hospice? That was a bad close-ended question. What I know is they would say no, and then I have nowhere to go. So if I say, tell me about the last patient that you referred to home care or home health or hospice, they're going to tell me about that patient. And I'm going to learn something really valuable. Example would be, I see in the data that this PCP signs a lot of 485s, but I go there and they say, we don't refer out of here. We let the hospital do that. Now, that may or may not be true, but what I've learned is that, yes, this PCP is signing a lot of paperwork, 485s and face-to-faces, perhaps, but they're not doing the referring. So then I can look at where that referral is coming from. How often do you refer? This is important. This actually matters the way that you say this. If you say, how do you, how many do you refer? It doesn't get the same result. When I ask how many do I refer, I end up getting things like, it depends. Not great. But if I ask how often do you refer, and sometimes they'll say, well, it depends on week to week. I'll say, how about last week? Gives you that opportunity to understand you want a number. You need a number. That number is the thing that you are going to be able to rank this account on. No number, no ranking. So please make sure that you get a number here. 3, who is your preferred provider? This is also a critical phraseology. You can't say, who do you use? Because guess what? They won't tell you. We offer patient choice. But somehow, who is your preferred provider works way better. So please use who is your preferred provider. Number 4, B, what is your expectation when working with home health, hospice, home care? Again, here, I'm just looking where the market bar is set. An example would be, is that a couple weeks ago, I was out with a sales rep and we went to a TCU or sniff with rehab. I don't know if they have interchangeable names. They're care center, right? Short-term rehab. And we asked her about the expectations, the expectations of working with a home health. And the social worker said, well, I love so-and-so because he will go bedside. That was a great nugget for us. She wants people to go bedside. We will surely go bedside. But we would never have known that had we not asked, what is the expectation? And then we could follow that line of questioning. Because right now, we're not here to really sell anything. Be really cognizant. During this ropesing, you're not really there to sell anything. And please resist the urge to kind of jump in and start selling. When we learned that this person loved bedsides, yay us. Like, that's good, but we're not going to jump in right there and be like, we can do that. We want to make sure that we gain all the information before we can position ourselves. And number 5, I'm going to admit, is a little bit contrived. Not going to lie. What I want to share with you is that it's, so are you open to trying us on your next patient? It could be a payer type patient. Are you open to trying us on your next episodic patient, on your next private pay patient, on your next VA patient? Could be around payer sources if that's what you're desiring, or it could be simply, are you open to trying this? The intention here and why I say this is because I've had to learn the hard way. I went through some of these questions before and people would be like, yeah, I do X amount, I do 5 a week. And of course, I love, working with home healths that are da-da-da-da-da, or home cares that are this. And I would think, oh my gosh, I've hit the jackpot. I'm so excited. They were married to their preferred provider. Maybe it was in-house, maybe it was a sister company, maybe they just liked them. And so I started asking this fifth question, are you open to trying us? Because I knew that this was the key to my success, is that I could get them to commit to the next patient to me, or referral to me, or contract with me if I was doing staffing, so that we could move the ball forward and you could hold them professionally accountable. Now, some of you are like, Mel, I know the answers to these questions. I've been in my field for 20 years or 10 years. You probably do, but there's nothing wrong with validating what you think you know. So you're going to qualify or re-qualify in this next week. Pick out 10 accounts. Your challenge, if you choose to accept it, is to pick out 10 accounts and go re-qualify them or qualify them for the first time. Become a detective. Ask good questions. See what they say. There's no harm, no foul. You can blame it on me. Say, hey, corporate just hired this gal. And she says that we need to come out and ask these questions. Or the way I do it is I simply say, hey, James, I'm updating my referral source profile and I don't know the answers to 5 questions. Would you be willing to share them with me? Everybody pretty much says yes. It isn't often. They'll say, every once in a while, somebody will say, no, I don't have time for that right now, but I will next week. Or I'll say, listen, I just need 2 minutes for these 5 questions. When would be a good time? Tomorrow, later, same time next week. Give them some choices and let's go. So our intention here is for you to qualify, if it's a new account, or re-qualify so that you can rank them. This is so critically important. We coach thousands of reps. And here's what I know to be true. Of all the reps that we coach, a lot of folks don't truly qualify their accounts. And so they spin their wheels at accounts that aren't going to ever produce for them, or maybe once in a blue moon. So recognizing that this is your opportunity to protect your time. Your time is so precious. Are they worthy of your time? Now, everyone has different categories. If you are, some people call them 1, 2, 3. Somebody calls them a account, a B account, a C account, whatever it is. What I know to be true is that we want to rank them in whatever method. Now, if they're already doing that for you and they're already giving you 5 referrals, good for you. Now you're looking for 1 more, right? Because we're always looking to grow. And I know if they have 1, they have 2. So as you guys approach your referral partners out in the field, just know that that is what we're trying to do here.